Hey guys, what is up? This is Mr. A. Crizzy here, and in tonight's movie review, this review is going to be on the new Jurassic World movie in the Jurassic Park franchise. And yeah, you guessed it in the title. This review is on Jurassic World Rebirth. Here are my 3 tickets to the movie Jurassic World Rebirth. I went and saw this movie in theaters earlier tonight with my dad and Uncle Charles. And yeah. So, Jurassic World Rebirth is the new installment of the Jurassic Park / World franchise, and it's directed by Gareth Edwards. And yeah, and of course this movie stars Scarlett Johansson. And yeah, this movie actually features a new cast instead of the usual Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard from the previous 3 films. And of course, yeah, like I just said, this movie has a new cast, and this is actually a standalone sequel to Dominion. So, anyway, in this movie, we follow a woman named Zora Bennett who leads a team of skilled operatives to the most dangerous place on Earth, an island research facility for the original Jurassic Park. Their mission is to secure genetic material from dinosaurs whose DNA can provide life-saving benefits to mankind. As the top-secret expedition becomes more and more risky, they soon make a sinister, shocking discovery that's been hidden from the world for decades. And, yeah. So, I had very low expectations for this movie, even before it came out, because when I first saw trailers to this movie and when I saw when I saw first looks at this film on Twitter or X, I had very low expectations for this movie because the last Jurassic World film, Jurassic World Dominion, sucked. It sucked for a lot of people, but it still made a huge amount of money at the box office. And yeah, and a lot of people didn't really like the last one that came out in 2022. But for me, I didn't really mind the last one all that much. But I can now that I think about it, I can probably still see why a lot of people hated Dominion. Although I think some people enjoy a new version of the film, which I think is more positively received other than the theatrical cut. But like I said, this is a standalone sequel to Dominion, and like I said, it features new cast members and new people that weren't in the previous 3 films, because it's not like the previous 3 films where it's got Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard. No, they're both out of the film for this one. And considering the fact that this movie is actually directed by Gareth Edwards, who's known for directing Rogue One. And of course, he also directed The Creator, which was actually really good and probably one of the most underrated films to come out in 2023. It had me a little curious about this film, who's behind it and who's directing, and yeah, and plus David Cope, who excuse me, let me rephrase that. David Cope, who was the co-writer of the original Jurassic Park, actually wrote this movie. So at first, that kind of had me a little curious at first, but like I said, I had very low expectations going into this movie. But the reviews weren't really as bad as the last film. So I actually went and saw it earlier tonight with my dad and Uncle Charles. And after seeing the movie, I thought it was actually pretty good. I actually thought it was honestly not that bad of a Jurassic World film in this new route of a film, like a new route. And yeah, and sure, some of the CGI and green screen and blue screen effects were predictable, like the special effects on the dinosaurs. I mean, we've seen that before multiple times in the previous films, and yeah, and it's like I said, that was one of my flaws I did have with the movie, because some parts, some scenes involving CGI and obvious predictable green screen and blue screen effects. They were pretty noticeable and they were predictable, but on the positive side note, I actually did like the performances. I think Scarlett Johansson actually did good in this film as Zora Bennett, who's our main lead character. I gotta say, Scarlett Johansson actually did very good in the film. Yeah, she's actually one of my Uncle Charles's celebrity crushes. Yeah. And there's also Rupert Friend was also in the film too. I thought he did pretty good. And the guy who plays the captain of the boat, like we saw in the trailers, like Duncan, that's his name, Duncan. Like, he's actually played by the same guy who was in the Academy Award winner for Best Picture of 2018 Green Book. Yeah, I thought he was pretty good in the film, and yeah, and of course, like, the music score was also not that bad either. Yeah, because like, and some parts of the music did feel familiar with the original Jurassic Park theme by John Williams, but that was actually one scene in the film. But yeah, but I gotta say, I think when it comes to Gareth Edwards, who directed this film, I think he actually does a pretty good job directing this film. I think Gareth Edwards did a good job working on this film too, directing it. Because his previous two films, Rogue One and The Creator, I actually really enjoyed both those films. I know he also directed the 2014 film Godzilla, but I've never seen that one, so I got no opinion. And of course, and I know people have been saying that the franchise has ran its course, and that most people are getting tired of these films being made, and that they're honestly like over it. But overall, Jurassic World Rebirth was honestly not that bad of a film. I thought it was pretty decent. And yeah, so I'm going to give Jurassic World Rebirth 3.5 out of 5 stars. It might be a one-time watch, but it might be a one-time watch for most of you guys out there. But I thought it was decent enough for a good 4th of July movie weekend. Yeah. And to all people out there in the United States, hope you all have a good 4th of July. Yep. So, oh yeah, and the trailers I got before the movie include The Running Man, which is actually this Edgar Wright film with Glenn Powell. Yeah, I might see it. It looks kind of interesting, like from the way it looks in the trailer. And the next trailer I got was Fantastic Four: First Steps, which I'm really looking forward to seeing, and that comes out on July 25th. And by the looks of it, I actually got the final trailer released. It wasn't like the previous 2 trailers I got, because the one I got in my screen to Jurassic World Rebirth is the final one. Like for Fantastic Four: The First Steps, it was the final trailer. And the last 2 were the 50th anniversary re-release of Jaws. And the last one was Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey, which Christopher Nolan is a very talented filmmaker. Of course, I'm definitely going to see The Odyssey. His last movie, Oppenheimer, was really good and one of my all-time favorite films of 2023. So yeah, I'll definitely see The Odyssey, because Christopher Nolan is a very awesome, well-made director. But yeah, so Jurassic World Rebirth, like, it's a decent enough Jurassic World film, and at least it doesn't have like the same cast from the previous films, but some of you guys out there, like, if you don't want to see it, then I completely understand. But who knows? I bet this movie could make a good amount of money at the box office for the 4th of July weekend. But we'll just have to wait and see what comes up. So yeah. Alright guys, so that's going to be it for my movie review on Jurassic World Rebirth. Hope you guys liked it, and if you're not subscribed yet, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't yet, and also make sure to like this video as well. With that being said, until next time, this is Mr. A. Crizzy saying, goodbye everybody, and that's about it.